Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is. That's what the hell happened last night. The Hangman has won the Owen, and AEW is looking up. The one thing we cannot say is AEW puts on bad pay-per-views. This might have been one of their best main events ever. We're gonna get into all of that. We're gonna get into the Hangman. We're gonna get into that crazy ass anarchy in the arena. We're gonna get into the good, not so much the bad, and the ugly. We're gonna get into all of that coming up right around the corner. So let us not waste any more time. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Looking extra yellow today on the screen. Oh, what the hell's going on with my screen? What's going on with this screen today? I don't know what's going on with this thing. But let's see if we can fix that real quick, because I'm like, this joint look crazy. Oh, that's why. Bam. All right, y'all. See? We make adjustments on the fly. We fix things. We're going to fix this real quick. Bam. There you go. We are back, baby. Don DeMarco for me. All right, last night we had ourselves AEW, and we are going to get in here and we are going to talk about all of it. First of all, welcome. Hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What's the Wrestling rolling across the bottom of your screen right there. Bam. Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. No Spodify, no Anchor yet. I am in the process of doing that, but looks like we're going to be back on Spotify and Anchor, so clap your hands for that. I got the tea. I'm ready to talk. So those are the updates. Look out for that. When they become available, I will let you guys know. But we are all here for AEW. And I don't know why I don't have my AEW thing here. Oh, here we go. Bam. Double or nothing. So, first of all, thoughts on the show. Overall thoughts. First things first. Thumbs up show. We're going to get that out the way. Thumbs up show. What I don't like is everybody complains about these goddamn matches. We got 151,000 matches in these goddamn shows. The shows are great, but there is a such thing as fatigue. There is a such thing as wrestling fatigue. And when you are sitting down watching wrestling for 4, 5, 6 hours, it becomes a bit tiresome. Even I was struggling to stay up and watch the end of this damn show. When I realized it's 11:30, oh man, and we still got 2 more. It's like 11:15. We got 2 more matches to go. I forgot about the triple threat match. The trios match. And I'm like, why? Why? Some of this stuff didn't need to be on this show. Paragon, no disrespect, didn't need to be here. FTR, Daniel Garcia, Nigel McGuinness, didn't need to be here. What else? And we could have got rid of that Hurt Syndicate, but that's a part of a larger thing, so I get it. You want to put Okada on the show, so I get that too. But man, oh man, some of this stuff, bruh, we do not need. How many matches we had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 matches, and then 2 on the pre-show. That's 11 matches, bruh. That's too many matches, man. That's too many matches. Straight up and down. One of the things that TK is going to have to figure out, even Ricochet, Mark Briscoe, I mean, it was good, but did we have to have that on here? Not really. Not really. And that's one of the things TK is going to have to work on and fix. And I think, not to say WWE does everything right, because they don't.
Nope.
But at the same time, you got to let the matches breathe. It's like one match happens, done, on to the next, done, on to the next, done, on to the next. You gave, or, if you're going to have 10, 11, 12 matches, then every match don't need 15, 20, 30 minutes. Some of these matches, 9 minutes, you get in, you get out. That's all. You don't need some of these matches, don't even need to be 12, 15 minutes. Listen, they gave Paragon and the Don Callis family like 15 minutes. There's another one that they could have shortened. The FTR, Nigel McGuinness, 12, 13 minutes, get in, get out. 15 minutes tops. They gave them like almost half an hour. It's like, what are we doing? AEW championship match, that was not that long. That was short. But I get why they put that. But even still, some of these matches, if you're going to have that many matches, some of these matches have to be smaller. And that's one thing I like about WWE is what Triple H was doing in NXT, he gave you 5 matches, maybe 6. That's it. Get in, get out. And the matches have time to breathe. So if you're a fan, you got time to get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, go get some beer, go get some hot dogs, whatever. Come back to your seat, then you're ready for the next match. If you're watching at home, you got time to relax, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, get some food, get some coffee, whatever you want to do. But it's like, if you missed it, you missed it. As soon as one match is over, 5 seconds later, next match. 5 seconds later, next match. So, too long. We got to work on that. That's one thing. Second thing, this show was fantastic. Main event, one of the best main events AEW's ever done. Is this the best Double or Nothing? It's up there, but this main event was up there as one of the best AEW's ever done. And Anarchy in the Arena was, to me, the best Anarchy in the Arena that they've done by far. And we'll get to that when I get to it. So let's run through the pre-show real quick. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron versus Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford. Harley Cameron got the win, but
You stupid.
how you missed the finishing move? Cameraman, how you missed the finishing move, bruv? How you do that? That's an L. Didn't even get to see it. Anna Jay, Harley Cameron get the win. Good for them. All right. Bandito, AR Fox, Commander, and Hologram versus Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, Leo Rush in Action, Andretti, Bandito, AR Fox, and Commander get the win with the 21-plex. So at the end of this match was good. We had 8 men going at it. The babyfaces go crazy with stereo moonsaults and 450 splashes, a shooting star press, and then Bandito hits the fall with the 21-plex. Good stuff there. Not gonna be mad. Now we get to the main card. Mercedes Moné and Jamie Hayter. Man, oh man. If you saw my review on YouTube, go check that out. I was saying my head was telling my heart was telling me Jamie Hayter. My head was telling me Mercedes Moné, because I know Tony Khan wants Mercedes to just go undefeated for her whole reign. Never put anybody over and then leave and go back to WWE. Nah, I'm just playing.
Nope.
I don't know, but nobody. This was a hell of a match. Jamie Hayter, I felt finally is back to where she was. Well, almost back to where she was before she got hurt a couple of years ago. She was back. She had a very close near fall when she hit the clothesline. She hit her with something that hit the clothesline towards the end. These girls beat the piss out of each other. This was fantastic. Let's catch it towards the end where Jamie Hayter misses the Haterade but catches the CEO in the choke. Crowd is going crazy at this point, but Mercedes gets out. She misses another attempt at the Haterade. Monet locks in the statement maker. Jamie jumps up from it, throws Monet down to the mat, wipes her out with the King Kong lariat, but Monet blocks 3 Haterades, goes for the tombstone, but Jamie Hayter hits the tombstone for a 2 count. I thought she won with that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Nope.
I was like, oh shit. Mercedes counters the next Haterade, and she like smashed Jamie Hayter's head into the mat. And I don't know if she meant to do that. Hopefully the poor girl doesn't have a concussion, because it was like, oh my god, she like straight head first. It even looked rough on replay. She just splat. I was like, god damn, girl. But she wins, rolls her up, gets the win, runs all the way out there, stands next to the Owen Cup, poses, drops down to her knees. There was a wicked sequence where she hit her, and like Mercedes is very flexible, so like her knees were basically bent backwards, and she was like laid out off of a Haterade. I thought that was it too. But this was a hell of a match, good match. But the same thing always happens. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because they got so many talented women, such good work they all do. Where do we go from here? I don't know. But looks like we got Mercedes and possibly Toni Storm, so we'll see. FTR, Daniel Garcia, Nigel McGuinness. Real quick, this was a good match. Good back and forth match. Nigel McGuinness ended up getting hurt. Not legit, but ended up getting hurt. Tony Schiavone checks on them. Dax and Cash healing it up. And at the end, Nigel McGuinness is, I think they hit him with the Tower of London on the outside. He was finito. And then Daniel Garcia was tapping out. Nigel couldn't get back in. That was all she wrote. Sayonara. See you later. And
You stupid.
Daniel Garcia loses and he passes out. Can't get mad at him for passing out. Daddy Magic was there. Everybody tried to help him, but couldn't do it. So it is what it is. And Nigel tries to get into the ring. Cash kicks him away, and that was it. So good match. FTR needs the win. They're heels now. They're healing it up. So they definitely needed the win with the sharpshooter. Love the sharpshooter. Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe. This was a good, fun match. Mark Briscoe is nuts. Shout out to him. And Ricochet is Ricochet. Love his character work, being that chicken shit heel that can do cool things. There was a wicked spot where he did a shooting star press onto the stretcher. This basically was an ambulance match, not a stretcher match. He did a shooting star press onto the stretcher and bounced off that shit. I was like, God damn. I was like, damn, that had to suck.
You stupid.
But he missed it. But the end came. The end was really good here. Ricochet ends up coming out with the scissors. Mark Briscoe was a bloody whole mess. So he hits him. Mark Briscoe gets the scissors and he starts hitting Ricochet with the damn scissors. Then starts, kung fuing him. They over there by the ambulance. But what happens is he had another pair of scissors in the ambulance and he came out and whacked them again. So now Mark Briscoe no-sells it. So he hit him with his best John Cena impression and hit him in the dick. Unfortunately, John Cena is rubbing off on people, kicking people in the cojones.
Stop it. Get some help.
And that's all she wrote. He got hit in the nuts, basically got thrown in the ambulance, and that was it. Sayonara, TKO, see you later. Thanks for playing. And Ricochet wins. I like to see Mark Briscoe win. I mean, he doesn't win a lot, and when he does win, we don't see it on TV. But at least Mark Briscoe is getting some good time, and he did factor into the anarchy in the arena, so I wasn't mad at it. Hurt Syndicate, Sons of Texas, not gonna lie, hard for me to get into this. Hurt Syndicate win via pinfall with the thrust kick after Shelton Benjamin hit on Sammy Guevara. There was this thing out where Lashley gets in MJA's face towards the end, but then he smiles and then he spears Dustin Rhodes through the barricade. Lashley hungs MJF. Sammy tries to do something through the ropes, but he got kicked in the face and then thrust kicked, and that was all she wrote. So that was basically this match. It was okay, nothing wrong here. This was all like a setup to see if MJF was going to betray them, which is cool. I ain't mad at it. Great. We'll see what happens moving forward. This is going to be a long-term story. Kazuchika Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey. This was one of my favorite matches of the night. Okada, when he does, a lot of people get mad at Okada. Okada's really good, but Okada, like the structure of his matches is like he takes his time, very slow, very methodical, and then like the last 4 or 5 minutes of the match, everything is turned up on 10 with Okada. And it's like people get mad because it's like, oh, he's slow. And no, he's not slow. He works that style of match because in New Japan, they was working 30, 40, 50-minute matches. You're not going to be going balls to the wall that whole match. If you think you are, you're not. You're not. So he takes his time. Speedball Mike Bailey is really good. The finish was really good to this match. So let's catch it towards the end. Fight comes back into the ring. Okada goes for a rainmaker, but he counters it for a second kick. And the pin. Champ gets Champ grabs the rope though. So a lot of people thought he messed up here when he got him down, but he didn't really mess it up. Just kind of one of those things because you didn't hear no "you fucked up" chance. You didn't hear none of that. But Speedball has the wrist, kicks him a couple times. O'Connor's in a bad spot, but he responds with a pair of lariats, sets up the rainmaker, but Bailey crosses his arms and rolls him up, close 2 count. And then Speedball Mike Bailey goes up for the shooting star press, but Okada drop kicks him out of midair. And I was like, oh my God. He kicks him out of midair, gets him up, rainmaker, 1, 2, 3. So shout out to Okada and Speedball. This match was really good. They did some creative stuff. There was also a drop kick where he kicked him like right out of the ring. This was a good match too. Okada's good, Bailey's good, and then he did that 1, 2, 3 spinning, that 540 kick or whatever. That was brutal. That was brutal. They showed that slow mo too. He like kicked him right in the shoulder, head. Good stuff here. Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. Yet another L. Because Mina has had like 2-3 matches. She beat the champ. She got a championship match. The damn girl just signed to AEW. When you're at the top of the division, there's nowhere else to go but down. You cannot go anywhere else but down. So that's the same thing with Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne comes in, F5ing everybody, running through everybody. Big girl, 6'1", 6'2", whatever, tall, strong. Goes up against the champ, loses. Now she's on the pre-show. You can't. It's like, that's why when people get introduced, normally they build them up slowly over time. And then once they build them up to a certain point, they kind of work their way through the mid-card. Then they get past the mid-card and they get elevated. And then now, once they're at the top, they could kind of go float up and down however they want to do it. But when you just stick somebody who just got signed at the top, they go all the way back down. It makes people less invested. So this was a good match. I mean, we got the Storm Zero at the end for the win. Toni Storm won, and then they did a little smoochy at the end. They did a little kiss, and I was like, okay, the whole crowd.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Crowd likes women kissing. Great, good stuff. But where does she go from here? I don't know. I don't know where Mina goes from here. She's very good, very talented. But Tony and Mercedes at All Out. Gee, I wonder who's winning that one. I would not be surprised if Mercedes Moné wins that match. I would not be surprised. Then shit got crazy. We had Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops versus the Death Riders, the Young Bucks. Anarchy in the arena. Okay, so first things first. If you think I'm finna sit here and go through every single freaking thing in this match, you're out of your mind. It's not gonna happen. I can't. I physically can't. This match was nuts. It was nuts. It was crazy. It was all over the place. There are things happening. All I can do is tell you about little spots in the match, which were great. But I can't go through everything. There's too much happened in this match. This was crazy. So I'll go through just the main points. Samoa Joe was absent in the beginning. He came out and attacked Claudio when the match started. The Young Bucks came out and they dressed up as the Forefathers. And Justin Roberts introduced them, and they came out dressed like, colonial gear and stuff, like back in history class. And Tony Schiavone says, this is the biggest bullshit intro he's ever heard. So that was cool. Omega and Swerve they went and attacked the Bucks on the ramp. Samoa Joe went and attacked Claudio. The ladies, Marina Shafir and Willow Nightingale, they went at each other. There was a nasty suplex onto Willow Nightingale on the barricade early on in the match. They had what I did love that they had the 1, 2, 3, 4 split screen. That was pretty cool. Because it's like you have Willow getting suplexed over here. You have Jon Moxley stabbing Powerhouse Hobbs with a fork over here. And then down here, Kenny Omega hit somebody with the damn trash can. And then Claudio was up here throwing stuff. Like, it was cool. That was cool. I like the way they did that. So let's talk about Mox. So Mox came out very early, stabbing Powerhouse Hobbs with a damn with a fork. He was just forking him. It seemed like that was his go-to move, to just fork everybody. That was crazy. The Young Bucks, they hit Kenny Omega with something really cool, where they basically, Matt Jackson, he was hung over the ropes on his belly. Matt Jackson stepped on him and he folded over the rope, and Nick Jackson caught him in a powerbomb position and kind of put him through a table. I mean, he was going through the table anyway. He kind of just guided him to the table. So that was kind of cool. But very, very innovative, creative stuff. Then because they were playing that colonial music for a while. And then something happened. Kenny Omega got into the ring. And Kenny Omega said, because they started playing I'm So Excited. And they started fighting with the I'm So Excited. So after that, they said, you know what? Kenny Omega gets in there and Kenny Omega says, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Let's get some 2000s alternative rock music. That is my cup of tea. So shout out to him. Born in the 80s on this side. I know I got gray hairs. But 2000s alternative rock, that is my sweet spot for music. And he threw on some Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, told everybody, if you know the words to the song, please sing along. And at this point, everybody became unglued. Unfreaking glued. Everybody was Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. The crowd was like, 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, now everybody was going crazy. Everybody was singing along. There's craziness happening all over the place. It is at this point that I forgot what the hell was going on. I couldn't tell you. All I know is it was at this point in the match where I'm sitting there and I'm like, this shit is fun. Like, this is fun. This is fun as hell. Shout out to Kenny Omega. Shout out to everybody who put this match together. Shout out for that choice and music, because it really added to the match. And then after that, it's like Moxley's with the fork, Willow's over here with the trash can. People are going through tables. There's a lot of shit going on. So something funny else happened too. Swerve comes out. Now this is when they're kind of on the stage. And Swerve comes out and he's driven out by a pallet. So if you've seen a forklift and a pallet is on the forklift, if you work in a warehouse, you know what I'm talking about. And Swerve is on the top of the damn pallet. He's sitting there and then he jumps off with the Swerve stomp onto both Bucks. That was cool. That was very cool. So we had a bunch of other stuff going on. We had Swerve, the Bucks mocking his dance moves. Powerhouse Hobbs, I think, got put through a freaking table on the ramp. And then to end the music, which is what I like, because you got to get creative with this. You can't just have the music on the whole time. Eventually, somebody got to win the match. So there was a Cesaro swing spot. I know he's not Cesaro no more. Forgive me. But
stupid.
The Cesaro swing spot, he swings him, and he throws him into a speaker. And then because he threw him into the speaker, they cut the music off. And I'm sitting there like, so that one little ass speaker controlled the sound in the whole building. Come on, son.
Stupid.
But that was their way to cut the music off. So it was cool. I wasn't mad at it. I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, you know, you got to suspend your disbelief. It's wrestling, y'all. It's wrestling. So after that, we just had some more, you know, this person's hitting this person. This person's hitting this person. We got these people fighting up here. We got these people fighting over there. Everything is just going crazy. Moxley does not want to get rid of the goddamn fork. He just wants to keep forking people. So that happened. That happened. So, and then pretty much Powerhouse Hobbs was going crazy. Hobbs begins to fight back, attacking all the heels, takes a chair shot. The Bucks went for the EVP trigger on Powerhouse, but Swerve comes in. This one he came in on the forklift. And the funny thing is, let's get to the staple spots. I want to get to the staple spots. So there was a staple spot, because this was going towards the end of the match, where they had stapled Powerhouse Hobbs. Might have been Matt Jackson or Nick Jackson, one of them. They stapled him. And he looked, he said, and then I think it was Taz who said, or Excalibur, he was like, yo, this guy's been shot. Do you think he's worried about a staple? He's like, are you kidding me? So he gets him out of there. Then Swerve gets a staple gun, and Swerve is stapling every damn body. So, Marina Shafir. So what happens is Marina Shafir got the staple gun and sturpled. You hear me?
You stupid.
Sturpled. Stapled Swerve's tongue. Legit pulled his tongue out, stapled it. Because at the end of the match, he had no problem showing us that his tongue was still stapled. How did he even pull that out? I don't want to know. But he gets stapled. And he grabs a staple gun. He staples her. He staples Wheeler Yuta, runs in for a knee. He gets stapled. This person came in. They got stapled. So everybody's getting stapled. And then Nick Jackson was going to staple him. And he staples Nick Jackson in the nuts. Oh. Claudio was about to come in, but Hook came out of nowhere, dressed in orange, and he whacked Claudio with a golf club. Samoa Joe was standing there like, hey, buddy, come on in. And Hook was like, nah, man. Nope. Y'all replaced me with Powerhouse Hobbs. F y'all. And he walked away. But that was good, because now we know Hook is going to be dealing with the ops. So we'll see how that plays in. So that I kind of liked. We also had a thumbtack EVP trigger. What is wrong with me today? A thumbtack EVP trigger on Mr. Kenny Omega, but he got up out of it. Joe came back with a Uranagi. And then we had Gabe Kidd. So Gabe Kidd came out, and this was towards the end. Gabe Kidd came out, and then everybody started working their way back towards after the staple spot and all that other stuff. And then Kenny Omega hits this girl. Marina Shafir was smacking him and hit her with a Snapdragon. Everybody starts moving back towards the stage. Gabe Kidd comes out. He's whacking everybody with the damn briefcase. And then here comes Mr. Kung Fu himself, Mr. Redneck Kung Fu himself, Briscoe. Briscoe comes out, and he's whacking everybody, and he's still bloodied up. And then everybody gets pushed into the ambulance, which is still there. So they was like, Joe, get out, Joe, get out, Joe. So everybody comes out, and finally Joe gets out of there, and they lock the Death Riders in the goddamn, they locked them in the ambulance. So they can't get out. It's over. And now it's just the Young Bucks. So they brought them into the ambulance, and now it's just the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Swerve. So there was a house call and V trigger combo onto the Bucks. Nana pulls out some Swerve sneakers, but they have thumbtacks on the bottom of them. This sick bastard. Covered in thumbtacks on the bottom. He goes up to the top. Kenny Omega takes one of the Bucks all the way up to the stage while he's trying to put his shoes on, which is taking, it didn't take forever, but he still had to unbuckle the shoes he had on. He picks up one of the Bucks, hits him with the freaking one-winged angel off the stage, and then there's a big explosion. Boom. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. So it wasn't enough to go through a table. It had to be power chords. So he went through some power chords and everybody got electrocuted. It was great. And then Swerve hit the Swerve stomp thumbtacks onto, I want to say Matt Jackson or Nick Jackson, and that was all she wrote. And that was it. This was great. Don DeMarco for all involved. I am sure everybody is feeling that shit today. I'm sure nobody feels good about that today. Almost positive. So then we had Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly versus Josh Alexander, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher. I just want to say, and this is not for these brothers, but how in the world do you get the death spot trying to follow Anarchy in the arena? I feel so bad for them brothers, because it's like, ain't no way in hell you was going to get the reaction you wanted to get trying to fight that. It wasn't going to happen. You can't put the crowd on that wild roller coaster ride and then go out and have a regular wrestling match after. It just, everybody's exhausted. So the end here where Kyle O'Reilly had like a choke on Kyle Fletcher. Konosuke Takeshita came in and just whacked him with an elbow, and then Kyle Fletcher muscled him, and I mean muscled him up, because he almost dropped him, but that brother is very strong. He got him up, hit him with the brain buster. See you later. Afterwards, Trent, Rolly Romero, and Lance Archer joined as the Callis family put the post-match beat down on Paragon. Then Brody King and Team Hero Ishii came to save the day. Buddy Matthews is hurt. That's why he wasn't there. And then we have the Ace come out as well. And the Ace came out and helped, and they stood tall as the Ace did a Hiroshi Tanahashi did a sling blade and called it a day. Just watching Tanahashi, the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, just watching him, man, his knees must be bad. Like, they must be really bad, because he was not walking great. I was looking like, damn, he must be beat up. Yo. Shout out to him, because Tanahashi was the man in New Japan forever, and he just looks, I don't know. I wonder if he has bad knees. I just wonder, because it looked like he was hurting. Will Ospreay, Hangman Page. This was fantastic. This is the main event you want. They had a good back and forth early on. It seemed like whenever Will was trying to use his quickness and use his speed and use his aerial assassin moves, it was working. Whenever he tried to bully the Hangman and he tried to get physical and just strike the Hangman would have the upper hand. So this was great. So we had a spot, and this was going towards the end of the match. So we had a spot where Will was outside, Hangman put him up, and he was going to do the dead eye on the table, but the table broke, and both of these brothers kind of just fell. And that looked bad, because that looked like they both kind of really hurt themselves, and that kind of sucked. And that was dangerous, but they redid the spot, and he just did the dead eye on the floor, and that was that. And then the other dangerous spot was the Styles Clash onto the floor, because there's no bounce, and you have nothing to kind of break your fall. It's just kind of you, the cement, and somebody falling on top of you in a very dangerous position. And I was legit scared, because this brother Will banged his knees, and Hangman literally splatted his head onto the mat. Now, those mats, if you've been on gym mats, you know, you've been on those gym mats, you know, there ain't much give, and they don't really protect you from much. That shit still hurts. And he banged his head into that mat. Hopefully he woke up okay today. So those two spots really scared me. Then we had Hangman does the dead eye. Ospreay gets back in the ring, and then he sets up for the buckshot lariat. Ospreay tries to get to his feet, but stumbles back from the Hangman. And now this was a cool setup. So we had a good old Mexican standoff. We had the Hangman, or like an old cowboy duel. We had the Hangman on one side, buckshot lariat set up. We had Will on the other side, takes off the elbow pad. Then Hangman takes off his elbow pad. And then he does the buckshot. They run towards each other, and he blasts the holy shit out of Will Ospreay.
Finish him.
He blasted the holy hell out of him for a very, very close 2 count. He tried to do the hidden blade, but it missed. So Hangman wins that shootout by landing a buckshot. So it's another 2 count. Hangman goes for another one, but Ospreay counters that with the hidden blade as soon as he does the flip for a 2 count. Oh, no, he went for the Stormbreaker too. He hit the hidden blade, hit the Stormbreaker, 2 count. Ospreay goes for another hidden blade from behind, but Hangman just falls to the mat and crumbles at the last second to avoid it. So that reminded me of Kenny Omega when he fought Okada. Okada was trying to hit him with the Rainmaker, and he literally just, when he spun him around, he just kind of dropped. That was pretty cool. Go back and watch their 4 matches. 4 matches, you will always appreciate those 4 matches, especially that first one. God damn, that first one. Ospreay calls for the V trigger, and he nails it. So now they start doing their closest rivals. They start doing their moves, which was cool. He tries to go for the one-winged angel, but the Hangman escapes it, reverses it, and hits the big pressure, or the JML driver, whichever you want to call it, onto Ospreay. Gets the tip of the boot, goes onto the rope for the last second. Hangman does a buckshot, but Will counters it. He goes for Stormbreaker, but Hangman counters that, and then he lariats the holy hell out of him, goes for one more buckshot, jumps over, King Kong buckshot lariat, and there you have it. Hangman wins the Owen. After the match, he goes out. Ospreay sitting there with the Cody Rhodes face after he lost 2 years ago. Like, damn, I came back and lost. So he had the Cody Rhodes I lost face. Hangman goes up, comes back down, picks him up, shakes his hand, calls it a day, and there you have it. So that was Double or Nothing, y'all. That was Double or Nothing. It was a one hell of a show. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I still got to go back and watch NXT. I heard TNA got a new world champion. Saturday night main event was great. So I am going to watch NXT. Don't know if I'm going to review NXT, but I'm going to watch NXT. And then we'll see what happens from there. But man, oh man, a great night of wrestling last night. But we got to shorten up the goddamn match card, man. 11 matches is too much. And if you're going to do that, put it on Saturday. People got to work the next day, man. Some of us got jobs out here. Some of us are entrepreneurs. We need to wake up early. But this was great. Absolutely fantastic. That's all I got for you guys today. So catch me on the next one. Shout out to everybody for showing love, showing support. Don't forget to hit the like button. Appreciate every single like, subscribe, anything I get, because we're on our way to 1,000, and every like and subscription counts. Share the content. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. And we will continue to make improvements to the channel. But as for me, that's it. Everybody, go out there, enjoy your Memorial Day. It's a beautiful day in New York City. Go eat your hamburgers, eat your glizzies if you're into that sort of thing. And I'm out. I'm going to get some beer and a burger, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.